Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me, show me.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video, or should I say welcome to the Anderson's family. If you guys are new here, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, and if you guys are a returning viewer, a returning subscriber, welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, and thank you guys for being a part of the Anderson's family. If you guys haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please take a second to hit that subscribe button right down below. Smash a like on this video and leave a comment. In this video, we're going to be sharing our home ownership journey in Canada. 1 year ago to the date, we shared the good news that we are official homeowners in Canada, something that we didn't thought was going to be possible. And fast forward 1 year later, it's almost like time stood still. We cannot believe that it's already been a year since we have gotten those keys for our first home in Canada. And we shared the wonderful news with you guys. Now we're here 1 year later, talking to you guys about that journey. What has homeownership been like, and how did we manage to become homeowners a little bit over 4 years of being in Canada. Now, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Dems. I'm a Jamaican immigrant who moved to this beautiful city called Grand Prairie back in 2019 as an international student. I came here with my beautiful wife, Nats, and my daughter, who was 2-year-old at the time, who was later diagnosed autistic after moving here in Canada. We have another beautiful baby girl by the name of Malia J, and our family is now officially completed. Now, with that being said, guys, our earlier years in Canada, if you guys haven't been following our journey, has been a roller coaster. Landed in September of 2019, COVID-19 hit Canada in probably December of 2019, January of 2020, and that affected our lives significantly. We have never traveled before coming to Canada. We didn't know what to expect, and we were still navigating the space, new environment. Now, I was an international student, so I could have only worked 20 hours while school is in session, and my wife picked up the slack income-wise, working up to 3 jobs. Her first job was a housekeeper in a hotel, and her second job was a janitor in a casino, and then she got another housekeeping job in a different hotel, and then she was working both housekeeping jobs plus the janitorial job. Now, before you guys say anything, my wife was not a janitor back in Jamaica. She had no intentions of being a housekeeper in Canada. We had goals, we had dreams, we had aspirations, and we believe that moving to Canada would have been able to give us some of those dreams or allow some of those goals to come to fruition. Now, safe to say that when we landed, we were almost shocked culturally by not only the weather, but also the fact that Canada is not as easy as we thought it was going to be before landing. So we thought that it would have been easy to just walk into a job and all of these things as though it's advertised. However, after landing, we realized that it's not as easy as how we thought it was going to be. And my wife had to do those jobs to put food on the table. Now, at first, mentally, it was very hard on her, not having any background in that or thinking that she was going to be doing those things. She did it nonetheless, and I, of course, supported the best way I could, because I couldn't work more than 20 hours at a time. And of course, mentally for me, that was taking a step in the wrong direction as far as I'm concerned, going 2 steps backward to go 10 steps forward. And that's the first lesson that many of you guys watching this video need to understand, is that it's gonna be a transition period. And it's going a couple steps backwards to go many steps forward. And mentally, that can be hard, especially on men who are natural providers for their family, such as myself. So I usually felt depressed. Sometimes I felt very low. Sometimes not being able to financially be able to take care of my family the way I wanted to. My wife was working 3 minimum wage jobs just to put food on the table pretty much. We had no support at the time. We were on our own. We have our daughter 2 years old at the time to take care of. We have our rent overhead. So all of these things are things that we knew we were gonna have to deal with because of course you're moving to a new country. But of course we were not expecting things to be as expensive as how they were, and we were not necessarily financially fluid as many of you guys are who's watching this video right now. So safe to say that we made a lot of mistakes with our finances because we're just trying to keep our head above water. We're just literally trying to survive. So we made a goal to own a home within the first 5 years of being in Canada, even though at that point in time we had no idea of how possible it would have been, right? Our credit got shattered because we had credit cards and we were using our credit cards to survive. That's just the truth of the matter. We're using our credit card to survive. We didn't really know how to manage the credit system in Canada. That wasn't a system we would have been used to back in Jamaica. Understanding how impactful your credit and your credit score can be with your overall life in Canada. Your credit determines the type of job you get. Your credit determines the apartment you live in. Your credit determines the kind of car you drive. Your credit pretty much determined the standard of life that you have in Canada, and we didn't really understand that. So we were still kind of free will, just doing things the way we used to do it, and we didn't really have the guidance to point us in the right direction or to advise us on things to do and things not to do. Which is why we even try to do these YouTube videos so that many of you guys who are watching after the fact, whether you're planning to move to Canada in the future or you have recently moved to Canada, you'd understand that it's very important to know these things, right? So whatever we have learned, we're sharing with you guys so you guys can have an easier transition and ultimately probably a smoother ride as you journey throughout the Canadian society as we did, right? Safe to say our credit got shattered and we spent the better part of 2 years trying to improve our credit. Now, and you guys watching this video, you guys probably can tell, but we are pretty much lone rangers. We do things pretty much on our own. We try to figure out things on our own and stuff like that, which is not always a good thing, but we don't always have the resources or the support that can point us and guide us and direct us. So we spent quite a long time trying to get our credit under control, trying to manage everything on our own, right? So how did we decide to buy a house? Finished school in 2021. We just landed in Grand Prairie. The plan was to get out of Grand Prairie as quickly as possible. Yes, guys, that's the truth. We didn't automatically fall in love with this community. It was very small, it was very slow paced, it was very laid back. And that was a change of pace from what we're used to, very fast paced, hustle and bustle, that kind of city vibe. We weren't getting that here. So we were like, our school is done, we're gonna zip off to a bigger city and ride off into the sunset. Safe to say, that didn't happen. We fell in love with the beautiful city of Grand Prairie, and it is home not just for us but also for our children right now, and we're still here, right? So we decided that we wanted to get our finances in order, and then we started looking at goals, setting goals, which is of course owning a home. So after we finished school in 2021 and I was able to start working full-time, we started dedicating a lot of time and effort towards cleaning up our credit and understanding that it's okay to make mistakes and then, you know, keep going. And we never really allow ourselves to give up. And then 2021, 2022, we kept going, we kept working at it. Things happen here and there, throw us off track, but we keep going and we keep pushing, right? So I got a job. My second job here was a part-time teller. And that gave me an introduction into the banking space in Canada. And then ultimately I became a manager in a top 5 bank and then a senior financial advisor in another top 5 bank. Those roles, I believe, were very essential for us understanding how to get a home, understanding how to manage your credit, understanding the do's and the don'ts of finances from an investment perspective to a credit perspective, straight across the board. And I believe that every single thing in life happens for a reason. Now, I've always wanted to work in a bank back in Jamaica. I've never had the opportunity. However, I've worked in the financial industry as a credit officer, senior credit officer, etc., but never actually in a bank, day-to-day transaction-wise. So getting these roles kind of opened up my eyes to the possibility of owning a home, because I'd see younger persons coming in front of me wanting to apply for a mortgage, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it too, right? Nonetheless, we clean up our credit. The first house we submitted an offer for, we got denied. Our mortgage was denied because of credit. I'm not sure if we had shared that with you guys. We think we did, but if we didn't, we got denied for our first house that we submitted our mortgage application for, and that kind of like they just stressed out nuts. She was very depressed for a little while, and kind of like set us back a little bit. However, we decided to keep going again. We start working on our credit again, more aggressively this time. Saw this house that we're now in. Actually, we looked on a number of different houses, and the house that we had submitted the offer for that was refused. It ended up being that it's a good thing that we didn't get that house, because we end up like this house a lot more than that house. So everything happens for a reason. Anyways, we saw this house like after the fact, and we submitted our offer, went through the process, and luckily we were approved. We were approved, and let me just tell you guys this. There's no greater feeling than being a homeowner. It's one of the biggest accomplishments one strive towards, owning their own home, especially if you have kids. You want to be able to leave something for your kids if you are no longer here, that they don't have to come and go through the same level of stress and tribulation and trials that we had to go through. They can at least inherit something that the parents have worked for, right? So that was our goal, that's our intention. So getting our house for the first time, we're overwhelmed with emotions. Knowing from where we're coming from, both Nats and myself, we're coming from very humble beginnings, Nats more so than me. And to see where we are right now, to be able to afford a house in Canada, it was like an overwhelming feeling, a feeling of great accomplishment, and we're just ecstatic, right? Now, fast forward 1 year after, what are some of the things that being a homeowner has taught me? One of those things is there's definitely value in owning your own home, but it's really a big responsibility. In the sense that if anything needs to be fixed, if anything needs tuning up out of place, it's on you, the homeowner. You can't call a landlord if your fridge stopped working, if your stove stopped working, if there's a leak in a roof, whatever the case may be. You can't call a landlord, or you can't call a property management company and say, hey, my washing machine is not working, and then you'll get a brand new one, or somebody will come and fix it. No, these are now your own expense, right? So it teaches you a different sense of responsibility. And when you are renting, if you're a good citizen, you'll try to take care of somebody's property as much as you take care of yours, but not everybody does that. But when you own your own home, you have no other choice but to take care of that property, because if you don't take care of it, it's gonna end up costing you, your pocket, right? So that's one of the biggest lessons. The other thing that I'd say that I've learned being a homeowner is the value of property tax. Now, property tax wasn't a term that I knew. I knew about it, of course, being a banker, but I never had to pay property tax because I've always been a renter. But now, in addition to your mortgage payments, you have your property tax payments and stuff like that. These are things that, as a homeowner, you have to deal with, that you're gonna have to deal with. But is it really worth it? I say absolutely. Knowing that your name is on a title, that the home belongs to you, no landlord can't just send you a eviction notice. None of those things. Gives you a different peace of mind. And if you're a responsible person, you'll take care of everything else, and everything will be smooth and everything will be good. Now, we're just past September 2024, makes it 5 years seal while we've been in Canada, right? And to be able to own our first home in Canada, I say first because, of course, all the persons watching this right now and be like, oh my god, they're giving this to over one house, you do that. Yeah, we do have plans to get more houses, that's one. And secondly, we are very grateful for the small blessings, right? We are very grateful for the small blessings, no care how small they may be. knowing where we're coming from to where we are at right now, it's just an immense amount of gratefulness that flows through our body. There's no amount of words that can really adequately express that to you guys clearly. However, we're very grateful and we're feeling very, very blessed. And over this past year, last year, November, we moved in. It's now 1 year after. Time has just flown by. Time has just flown by, right? What I do hate is shoveling snow. I've never liked that. I've never liked that one bit. So, and that's one of the things that I miss about living in an apartment. You've never had to shovel snow. However, no, we have to do it, but we have to do what we have to do. So what is my advice to anybody who is in Canada right now and they are thinking of buying their own home? My advice would be smart, be strategic, right? Be strategic in the sense that know where you are at. For example, if you have plans of buying a home within the next year or 2 years, check your credit. Know exactly where you're at, where you need to brush up on, and just make sure that you're focusing on that. The second advice I would like to give you guys is to create relationships with mortgage brokers, real estate agents, so you can know when or if something becomes available within your price point, and also something that you can see yourself calling home, right? So you want to start building these relationships even if you are not necessarily ready to buy your first house immediately, but make sure that you are definitely doing whatever you can do to put yourself, right? Because when opportunity meets preparation equals success, right? And of course, I'll use this opportunity to speak a little bit about Requity Homes as well. Requity Homes is a company that we have partnered with a couple months now that does rent to own. If it is that you're looking to purchase your first home but your credit is not yet ready, you've seen a home that you have liked, however you can't get approved for a mortgage immediately, Requity Home is a company that allows you to get that home on a rent to own basis. So it's your dream home, and you know a portion of your rent is going towards saving towards your down payment towards that house. So when you're mortgage ready, you just transition seamlessly into your own home, right? So Requity Homes link is right in the video description as usual. Click on it, do a pre-approval, ask some questions, and see if you can be approved for a rent to own. Of course, it's selective cities. It's not in the major cities because homes are more expensive. So the population of the city has to be 50,000 or more, and the home value has to be underneath 500,000. Yeah, has to be between 300,000 to 500,000. So definitely check it out, and when you get there, let them know that them are sent to you and they'll take care of you. All right, guys, if you have any questions, throw it on the comment section right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way through to the end. And of course, it's 1 year after still. I want to hear some congratulations in the comment section. All right, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe right now, hit a like, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.